Hello, guys, and thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection, your source for all things Colts and Indiana Hoosiers, football, basketball, and this is the fans' perspective of everything having to do with those sports. In this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about this channel right here. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the channel. This is the fans' perspective of the Indianapolis Colts and the Indiana Hoosiers. And I wanted to start this channel for a lot of different reasons, and we're going to talk about that in this episode. And also we're going to talk about Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. You probably, if you watch the video that I made yesterday, and I will link it right here, you probably think, is this guy the dumbest man alive? The Colts are not going to blow out the Rams. I'm going to tell you how I came up to that conclusion after a slurry of things were in my brain. Let's get right into the episode. But first, let's thank our sponsor, Mattress Warehouse. That's right. Me, myself, I actually work at Mattress Warehouse. If you want to buy a name brand mattress at a warehouse price, come to Mattress Warehouse in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Our delivery staff is top-notch. Our customer service is top-notch. We have 75 different mattresses in the store, ranging from $199 to $6,000. Come into Mattress Warehouse. We will guide you to the mattress that fits your needs, that will be the great back support level that you need for your great night's sleep. Just come in, check it out. Mattress is the most neglected piece of furniture in the entire house. It's all the time. People come in. We take mattresses out of people's houses, and people go way too long. Most mattresses in people's houses will be 30 years old. And I'm just saying, get in there, get that good night's sleep, because it is miserable to be on an old, worn-out mattress that's not giving you the back support you need. Come in today, see me, myself, Aaron, and get it taken care of. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron, here at Mattress Warehouse. Let's talk a little bit about the Indianapolis Colts and how I came to the conclusion that the Colts are going to blow out the Rams. So as I watched the Colts last week and the week before, and I've just been in my brain stirring up this big slurry of stew, looking at the Rams, looking at their play calling, looking at how their season has gone so far, and kind of like how their season went last year, and some of the deficits that they have in certain areas where the Colts are very strong. Now, in the betting lines on this game, many of the betting lines are thinking that Sean McVay is going to learn from the mistakes that he made in the game against Cincinnati, and he's not going to abandon the run. So that's something the Colts are got to be looking out for. Stopping the run and making Matthew Stafford go back in the pocket and drop back and throw the ball 45 times would be in the Colts' best interest, because the fact of the matter is, when he does that, he will turn the ball over. If the Colts can achieve some of these things, they have a huge chance of having a great deal of success in this game. That is just wishful thinking. I watched my video from yesterday, and I thought, like, my prediction on the game is 41-10. And after I was making the video, I'm like, what, am I the dumbest man alive? Like, what, have I fallen off out of the stupid tree and hit every branch on the way down? Well, maybe, but that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is, I just have a gut feeling in this game. I feel like the Colts are a physical team. I feel like they're going to take it to the Rams. And that's just my feeling. That is a fan's perspective of what I think, just in my heart, what I think is going to happen with the Colts. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, Indiana Sports Connection, and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you out there what you think about the Colts game this weekend. Today's Saturday. The game is coming up the game will be over 24 hours from now. So that is just my prediction on the game the Rams have lost 2 games in a row. They lost after beating the Seahawks, they lost to the 49ers, then they lost to the Bengals. And I'm just looking through a couple of like injuries here. So Tyler Higbee, I think he's cleared to play, but he's questionable with an Achilles. Puka Nakua, and he's the guy that's going to be, I talked about yesterday, he is a real, this wide receiver out of BYU. He's just super shifty and fast, this guy. So they're going to have to watch this guy very, very closely. Left tackle, Alaric Jackson from the Rams. He is questionable. The left tackle for them, he's been a little bit banged up. If he plays, injured or not, their offensive line has had a lot of problems. This game on the betting lines is nearly a pick'em game. It's nearly straight up. They're not really favoring one side or the other. So, I mean, if it was straight up and the Colts are at home, you'd think the Colts would be favored a little bit just because they are the home team. But let's get into talking about, I want to tell you a little bit why I started this channel. So I take in so much information about the Colts. Like I read the Indy Star. I read a lot of the things that Greg Doyle, different reporters. I don't want to name off all the names, but I mean, there are many reporters. I read tons of that stuff. I watch this channel, Colts Law. I watched a lot of the film breakdown on YouTube. I guess one of the good things about being a mattress salesman is, this place is not like TGI Fridays every day of the week. I have a lot of time to do reading and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of sales jobs are that way. So I take in all this information. One of the reasons why I started this channel is because, like, I noticed last year, and I was going to start a channel last year, midway through the year, when Frank Reich got fired, because I was very upset about just how the talking heads on these shows on NBC, CBS, how they were really trying to, it kind of felt to me like they were trying to pigeonhole Jim Irsay, that he's some kind of racist owner because he hired Jeff Saturday and he's his buddy. So there's almost like some type of almost nepotism involved there. They're buddies. And so he got the inside track, and all of these people, they all had the exact same opinion. And when you really start to look deep down inside of these organizations like ESPN, NBC, CBS, they cannot tell the truth about the NFL or any of these things because they are in bed with the NFL. They buy their contracts to put the NFL on TV from them. So they are not going to say, they're going to say what they think that their corporate overlords and the NFL wants them to say. And you are not going to find that on this channel. I will tell you the truth about the Indianapolis Colts and anything else having to do with the NFL. I'm not, my sponsors are Reynolds Wrap and Mattress Warehouse on this channel. And I've had several other YouTube channels, and I've worked editing videos for different YouTube channels so far. So this is just my perspective of being a longtime Colts fan and Indiana Hoosiers fan. And I'm going to just give it to you straight out of the mouth of a fan himself, what my perspective is. And I do take in a lot of materials and things like that, learning about what's happening with the teams and everything like that. And then this age of digital, just social media and everything, you can get all of the press conferences. Everything is just uploaded right onto the Colts homepage. So that's where I get a lot of my information from. Colts.com. They put the press conferences that Shane Steichen does. They put a lot of that, all of that stuff onto that page so that you can watch the press conferences. And so that is very beneficial to somebody like me who's starting a channel like this. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. I'm going to look what is, because I talked a little bit about the Indiana Hoosiers. Okay, and I have not been watching this game so far, so I failed you there. Indiana Hoosiers, and I said this yesterday, they are behind 27-3 Oh my God, they suck so bad. I told you I'm going to give it to you straight. I do root for the Indiana Hoosiers. So, yeah, I will be watching Notre Dame and Purdue today, see what they can do. But this is one of the games Indiana almost like had to maybe muster out some type of a victory. But looks like it's going to be tough sledding over there in Maryland today for the Indiana Hoosiers. But thank you so much for watching this episode of Indiana Sports Connection, giving it to you straight from the fan side of the perspective here. And until next time, stay classy out there, Indiana fans.